Me 26, data analyst for a mid-tier marketing firm. Sounds more interesting than it is. Mostly just cleaning up spreadsheets and making graphs for people who don't understand them. Live in a shoebox apartment, eat takeout 4 nights a week. My only real hobby is building ridiculously complex Lego sets meant for 16-year-olds. Just got out of a 3-year relationship a few months ago. She said I lacked ambition, that I was coasting. She wasn't wrong. So now I'm just coasting but alone. Work is my main social outlet, which is as depressing as it sounds. Our office is the definition of corporate gray. Gray cubicles, gray carpet, gray coffee that tastes like burnt sadness. My deskmate is Dave, a genuinely good guy who's been here for 10 years and has the defeated but jovial attitude to prove it. He's married, 2 kids, mortgage, the whole 9 yards. He's my reality check. Our boss is a guy named Steve, a classic middle manager dickhead. All jargon, no substance. Talks about synergizing our deliverables and optimizing our workflow. Pretty sure he doesn't know what I actually do. One Monday, the grayness is pierced by a new arrival. Steve waddles over to our section of the cubicle farm. He's followed by a woman who is, to put it bluntly, tiny. Like maybe 5 on a good day, wearing heels that look like architectural hazards. She's dressed impeccably, sharp blazer, hair tied back so tightly it looks like it hurts. Team, this is Chloe, Steve announces. She's our new senior analyst joining us from prestigious consulting firm. She's going to be a real asset in leveraging our data-driven strategies moving forward. He finishes with a smug grin, like he just laid a golden egg. Chloe just scans our faces, eyes lingering for a fraction of a second on each of us. Her expression is neutral, but it feels like she's calculating our worth and finding it wanting. She gets assigned the empty cubicle across from mine and Dave's. First day, she's a ghost, just works, doesn't say a word. Second day, the games begin. We're in a team meeting. I'm presenting my quarterly findings. Standard stuff, showing engagement metrics, yada yada. I finish my slide on customer retention. Chloe speaks up for the first time. The way you visualize that data is misleading, she says. Voice is clear, sharp, no hesitation. The whole room goes quiet. I'm caught off guard. It's the standard year-over-year bar chart we've always used. And it's a poor choice, she says, turning to Steve. It flattens the nuance of seasonal churn. A stacked area chart would demonstrate the cyclical trends much more effectively, which is where the real insight is. Steve, who probably thinks a stacked area chart is a type of pancake, just nods enthusiastically. Excellent point, Chloe. Great outside-the-box thinking. I just sit there feeling my face get hot. She didn't just correct me, she filleted me in front of everyone. After the meeting, Dave pats my shoulder. Welcome to the Thunderdome, buddy. This becomes the new normal. Chloe is undeniably brilliant, fast, efficient, and her insights are always on point, but she's also brutally competitive. Everything is a challenge. She questions my code, suggests more optimal formulas for my spreadsheets, rewrites the copy on my reports. It's not even like she's mean about it. It's just a statement of fact to her. Her way is better. Your way is wrong. I'm 6'2". I have never felt smaller in my entire life than when this tiny woman is standing by my desk, pointing at my monitor and explaining, with surgical precision, why my entire morning's work has been a waste of time. We get put on a big project together, a huge new client. It's my worst nightmare. We have to work side by side for the next month. Our early sessions are exercises in supreme tension. Me. Okay, so I'll start by pulling the raw sales data from the last 2 fiscal years. Her, not even looking up from her laptop. You'll need the last 3. 2 isn't a large enough sample size to account for market volatility. I already emailed it for the permissions. You're welcome, me through gritted teeth. Thanks. I try to figure her out. She doesn't do small talk at all. Dave tried once. Dave, so Chloe, settle in okay. Find a good coffee shop yet, Chloe. My productivity isn't contingent on the quality of local stimulants. Is that report ready? Dave just slowly backed away and gave me the wide eyes. Her ego is immense. She talks about her Ivy League education, her past projects that revolutionized whatever industry she was in at the time. It's not bragging, it's just how she sees the world. Her and then everyone else. But I can't even hate her because she backs it up with the work. She stays later than anyone. I'll be packing up at 7 p.m. and she'll be hunched over her keyboard, surrounded by empty coffee cups, in a state of pure, unadulterated focus. I start staying late too, partly out of spite, partly because I don't want to give her any more ammunition. We develop a weird, silent routine. Working late, the only two people in the office, the hum of the servers our only soundtrack. One night it's almost 10 p.m. We're both exhausted. I'm stuck on a piece of code. It's a mess. I've been staring at it for 2 hours. I'm about to give up and go home. You're missing a semicolon on line 47, she says without looking up. I blink, look at my screen. Line 47. Holy shit, there it is. Or isn't, I add it. The code runs perfectly. Me, how did you even see that? You're not even looking. She finally swivels in her chair to face me. I can hear your frustrated typing, she says. The cadence changes when you're debugging. You hit the backspace key with 12% more force. It's inefficient. I have no response to this. I just stare at her. For the first time, I see a flicker of something behind her eyes. Not arrogance. Maybe amusement. Me, you're not human, are you? You're a Terminator sent from the future to optimize spreadsheets. A tiny, almost imperceptible smile touches her lips. It's gone in a second. The T-800 was a crude infiltration unit. I'd be a T-1000. More versatile. Then she swivels back to her monitor and the moment is over, but it's a crack in the armor. I go home that night and I'm not even annoyed at her. I'm intrigued. The project is getting intense. Deadline is a week away. We're working on the final presentation deck. We're arguing over the main headline for the summary slide. Me, it should be a proven strategy for sustainable growth. It's confident, it's clear. Her, it's boring. It sounds like every other pitch they've ever heard. It needs to be disrupting the market, a new paradigm for asymmetrical advancement. Me, that sounds like something Steve would say. It's meaningless corporate buzzword salad. It's powerful, she snaps. It's pretentious, I shoot back. The argument gets heated. Voices are raised. We're standing in the middle of the empty office, practically shouting at each other about fonts and bullet points. And in the middle of it, I realize something. This is the most passionate I've felt about anything in months. I'm not coasting anymore. I'm fighting for my stupid, boring headline. I lay out my case. Logic, reason. I talk about the client's company culture, how they value stability over disruption. I pull up examples from their own internal branding. I'm making a good argument, and I realize she's actually listening. Her head is tilted, her arms are crossed. She's not interrupting. She's processing. When I finish, she's quiet for a long time. Okay, she says finally. Fine, we'll go with your headline. Just like that. No sarcasm. No jab, me. Really? Your logic was sound. My proposal, while more dynamic, failed to account for the client's risk-averse institutional psychology. It was a blind spot. Good catch. It's the first compliment she's ever given me. It feels like I just won an Olympic medal. The day before the presentation, disaster strikes. A key dataset gets corrupted. Some server error. Half of our projections are wiped out. It's a catastrophe. Hours of work gone. We're in Steve's office. He's panicking. And when Steve panics, he looks for a scapegoat. His eyes land on me. Anon, I thought you backed up the server last night, he says, his voice dripping with accusation. That's not my job, Steve, that's its. Don't make excuses, he barks. This is your project. This multi-million-dollar account is on the line because you were careless. This is unacceptable. He's puffing out his chest, going full-on little tyrant mode. I can see my career flashing before my eyes. I'm about to get thrown under a fleet of buses. I'm deflated. I've got nothing. And then, that's not what happened. It's Chloe. Her voice is calm but cuts through the air like a razor. Steve turns to her, surprised. What? It wasn't his fault, she says, stepping forward. It was a server-side partitioning error triggered by the automated nightly backup. I saw the error log this morning. It was an IT issue, and I've already filed a ticket for it. She holds up her tablet. Furthermore, I anticipated the possibility of data corruption. My jaw drops. So I ran a parallel simulation on a cloud server last night using the primary data sets, she continues, her voice gaining strength. The final projections are safe. In fact, I've already updated the presentation deck with the finalized numbers. She airdrops the file to the main screen in the conference room. It's all there. Perfect. We're still on track for tomorrow, she concludes. No harm done. Steve is speechless. He looks from the screen to her to me. His face is a mixture of confusion and impotent rage. He was all geared up to fire someone and she just completely disarmed him. He just grunts. Fine. Good work, Chloe. Don't let it happen again, Anon. Then he waddles out of his office. I'm left standing there with Chloe. I'm in shock. You didn't have to do that. You could have let him blame me. You would have looked like even more of a hero. She just shrugs, putting her tablet back in her bag. It would have been an inefficient distribution of blame, she says. He was wrong, and you're not incompetent, just occasionally sentimental about headlines. She looks me dead in the eye. I don't punch down. We have to pull an all-nighter to double-check everything and prep for the presentation. But the atmosphere is completely different. The tension is gone. The rivalry has evaporated. We work together, seamlessly. Around 3 a.m., fueled by vending machine coffee and stale donuts, we start to talk, really talk. I ask her why she's so intense. Do you know how many times I've been in a meeting where I've been ignored? She says, staring into her coffee cup. How many times I've had my ideas dismissed, only to hear a man say the exact same thing 5 minutes later and get called a genius. I learned a long time ago, she continues, that if you're a 5'1" woman in a world of 6' men, you have to be twice as loud, twice as smart, and 10 times as confident just to be heard. People see me and they underestimate me. The big ego is a tool, it's armor. It's the only way to get them to listen from the start. Everything suddenly clicks into place. All the one-upmanship, the competitive drive, the relentless need to be right. It wasn't about me. It was about survival, me. I never really thought about it like that. Her, most people don't. We're quiet for a minute, me. For what it's worth, you're the most competent person I've ever worked with. She looks up at me and this time the smile reaches her eyes. Thanks, Anon. You're not so bad yourself. For a guy who uses bar charts, the presentation is a massive success. We kill it. Chloe is a machine, laying out data with terrifying precision. I handle the narrative, the strategy. We play off each other perfectly. We land the client. It's a huge win for the company. Steve takes all the credit, of course. We don't even care. The next day, things at the office feel normal, but a new normal. There's a quiet understanding between us. A shared respect. I find myself looking forward to her inevitable, blunt criticism of my work. At the end of the day, we're walking out together towards the parking garage. It's the first time we've ever left at the same time. The conversation is light, easy. We're laughing about something Steve said. We get to our cars. An awkward silence falls. The kind of silence that happens when something is supposed to happen next, but no one knows what it is. I'm trying to think of something to say. Good work this week. See you Monday. It all sounds so lame. She stops, turns to me, biting her lip. It's the first time I've ever seen her look nervous. So, she says, looking at her shoes. Then she looks up, meeting my eyes. The fierce confidence is back. Are you going to ask me out, or am I going to have to pencil it into your calendar as a mandatory post-project performance review? My brain short-circuits for a solid 3 seconds. Then a massive, goofy grin spreads across my face. I was just worried you'd try to optimize our dating workflow. She lets out a real, actual laugh. It's a great sound. Don't tempt me, spreadsheet jockey, she says. Friday, 8 o'clock. My choice of restaurant. I've already researched the 5 most critically acclaimed and culinarily efficient options in a 10-mile radius. Of course you have. Her, and don't be late. I despise inefficiency. She gives me one last smirk, then turns and walks to her car, the confident, world-conquering stride back in full force. I stand there in the parking garage, watching her drive away. The job is still the same. The office is still gray. But it feels like someone just turned the color saturation way up. My ex said I was coasting. Maybe I was. But it took a 5'0" woman with an ego the size of a planet to finally give me a reason to hit the gas. And I can't wait to see where we're going.